In today's world, being busy has become more than just a way of life. It's become a symbol of status. We often hear people say, "I'm too busy," as if being busy equates to being successful or important. But why has busyness become a status symbol? In this video, we'll explore how being busy went from a sign of productivity to a marker of social value. To understand why busyness has become a status symbol, we need to take a step back in history. The Industrial Revolution, for example, changed the way people worked. As society shifted from an agrarian economy to one based on industrial labor, long working hours and productivity became valued traits. People began to associate hard work with success and respect. The shift continued through the 20th century, where economic needs and the rise of capitalism put even more pressure on individuals to work harder. In these systems, the more time spent working, the more respect one would earn. But the real transformation came when work was no longer just about survival, but being busy became about status. So, why did being busy become so intertwined with our sense of self-worth? One major factor is the way society has evolved. People began to tie their identities to their productivity. The more someone works, the more successful they're perceived to be. This phenomenon is reinforced by what psychologists call hustle culture, the idea that constant activity equals success. Another factor is what's known as the fear of missing out, or FOMO. People now fear that if they're not busy, they're not doing enough or achieving enough. This creates a cycle where we feel compelled to fill our time with tasks to avoid being perceived as lazy or unsuccessful. The rise of hustle culture has been fueled by the media, particularly social media. Platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn have glorified the image of the busy professional, entrepreneur, or influencer. We see photos of people working late into the night or taking on multiple projects at once. The message is clear. Being busy means you're doing it right. Entrepreneurial figures like Gary Vaynerchuk and others have built entire brands around the concept of hustle and grinding. They preach that busyness leads to success, and that if you're not constantly busy, you're not trying hard enough. This mindset has filtered into the general public, making busyness synonymous with ambition and drive. Let's take a look at how capitalism plays into this. In a consumer-driven economy, companies rely on workers being productive to fuel growth. Corporations demand longer hours. And in many industries, the idea of always-on work culture has become the norm. We're expected to be constantly available and engaged, with technology keeping us tethered to our work. 24/7s, workplaces that encourage or even require long hours and constant productivity feed into the idea that being busy is a necessary part of success. The busier you are, the more you can produce and the more valuable you become. Media plays a huge role in shaping our perception of busyness. TV shows, movies, and books often portray the busiest characters as the most successful and desirable. The message here is clear. If you're busy, you're important. We also see the rise of productivity porn, content that glorifies the idea of productivity, from self-help books to podcasts and YouTube channels. These platforms teach us that busyness is the key to unlocking our full potential. And in doing so, they perpetuate the myth that we must always be doing something to be worthy. Another reason busyness has become a status symbol is due to social comparison. We tend to measure our success by comparing ourselves to others. When we see others hustling, working long hours, or juggling multiple projects, it's easy to feel like we need to do the same. The pressure to be busy is compounded by privilege. For many people, the ability to stay busy with meaningful work is a reflection of their social or economic position. Those who can afford to be constantly busy often find themselves in positions of power, while others struggle to keep up. But there's a dark side to this obsession with busyness. As more people buy into the idea that being busy equals success, we're seeing a rise in burnout and mental health issues. It's a constant pressure to be productive, while seemingly rewarding, often leads to exhaustion, anxiety, and depression. A recent study found that chronic stress and overwork can lead to serious health consequences. So, while being busy may be a symbol of success, it can also be a sign of imbalance, poor mental health, and physical burnout. Thankfully, there's a growing recognition that rest and recovery are just as important as work. More companies and individuals are beginning to embrace the idea of work-life balance. People are increasingly aware of the need for breaks, mindfulness, and prioritizing mental health. This shift is in direct opposition to the hustle culture, and it's a positive change. More people are choosing to set boundaries between their work and personal lives, leading to better productivity, creativity, and overall well-being. In conclusion, the idea of being busy as a status symbol has deep roots in historical, cultural, and economic factors. While being busy can signify success and ambition, it's important to recognize that it's not the only marker of a meaningful life. As we move forward, it's crucial to reassess our relationship with work and redefine what success truly means. Being busy doesn't have to be a badge of honor. It's okay to take a step back and rest. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this topic interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.